Good evening, Brandon here from BeastMode Trading. I wanted to give you guys a quick overview recap of the previous week. Oh, happy Halloween. Yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed your Halloween today. We're going to do a mini training, real quick, real brief, kind of what we do daily in our live chat room, as well as a recap just to instill confidence. I think it's wise to always go back and review how your trading plan worked. Not only for one, it gives you confidence in your belief system, but two, see if there's things where you could have done things better and maybe manage the trade slightly different. See if you can see patterns going forward, and always look to improve your execution or strategy to make it better. So this is our bread and butter right here. The newer folks that come in, this is how I teach them and what to trade. It teaches you discipline. It teaches you. We teach you to do risk management and teaches you to be patient. So the most important thing about trading is risk management. You could win 99% of your trades, but that 1% could take all your 99% of the winners away. So a lot of people are tied up with what's the win rate, and I'm more tied up with what's the risk to reward. I think you should be risking your risk to reward should be 1 to 1 or greater every trade that you take, give or take. And I think in the long run, then you will have a high probability to finish the week green. And us as traders, that's our goal. So we're gonna dive in real quick, get this quick training video done, and then we'll recap it, and then we'll wrap things up. I don't want to keep you guys too late. So we're gonna focus on this system right here, system number one. Very simple, basic, and very powerful, and I'll show you exactly why. Everybody that has this system, and in our live chat room, we had another green book, another green week in the books, and we were all able to withdraw money from our account. So this is what we look for. We got 3 steps. The 3 steps, we have momentum shifts to the downside. We are bearish. We're looking for some puts. Here we got momentum shifts to the upside, and we're looking for calls. We're looking for calls here. So when this happens, when we get that momentum shift, another thing to take in consideration is the color of your line. Our line is red. In a down red arrow, we want a red line. In an up arrow, we're looking for a blue line. We're also taking the first red arrow in a downtrend and the first blue arrow in an uptrend. So here you see we have a red arrow. And here we have, when did this happen? We have a blue arrow right there. All right. So once this happens right here, momentum shift to the downside, and we have a red line, and we have that red arrow, we got to check 1, 2, 3. This right here is weighted the heaviest because this needs to happen. So this is rule number one. Rule number two is that first red arrow in the downtrend, which you see right here, for taking puts, and look what happened. And here, the opposite side, we're taking these green arrows to the upside, and we take this first blue arrow in trend, and look at the move up we get. We have about an 80% statistical probability to hit risk to reward of 1 to 1, and I'll dive in here and show you guys that in just a second. So the only rule that I would break would be the color of the line, but when all 3 of these things line up, it's very powerful. So weighted rule number 1 is this right there, 1. Rule number 2 would be the arrows, right? And rule number 3 would be the color of the lines. So it's that simple. It is that simple. And trading's made easy once you follow these rules. But most importantly, like I said, you have to use proper risk management. Risk management comes back to everything. And I think the proper risk management of your account size is 1 to 3%. If you have a smaller account, it's hard to go that low. So you could go a little bit higher, maybe 5%, but at most you should never be risking more than 10%. And as your account grows, then you should always scale down, because ideally you want to get to that 1 to 3% of risk per trade of your total account, because we don't want one individual trade to kind of mess our belief system up, take a dent in our account. We look at our account as a war chest. We want to show up every day and and put ourselves in a great position to extract money that day. Like I said, we don't always win, but more times than not, we're on the correct side of the move. So I'm going to erase all this, and we're going to dive in. I'm going to show you what this system did just this last week for all of us in the room. So here is Friday. You scroll up here, it's 10:30. So there's Friday, there's Thursday, there's Wednesday, here's Tuesday, here's Monday. So this is how we started our week out right here. We saw that we had a momentum shift to the upside. We're going to zoom in on all these. We take our first blue arrow. We took calls here, stop outs there, 1-to-1s right there. You're 1-0 right now. Now we are done. We don't care about that blue arrow or that blue arrow. We like that first one. Here we get a momentum shift to the downside. We take puts here. Here's our stop out, and there's our 1-to-1. So we are 2-0 right now. And we take these signals up until 12 o'clock because that's when they're most powerful. This strategy is meant to trade for 2.5 hours a day, and then you get to walk away. So we're 2-0 in this first week if you just traded this system. So right now on Monday, we are 2-0. Let's fast forward until Tuesday. So we're 2-0. We have a momentum shift to the downside. So going into the room, we were looking for our first red arrow. We didn't like how this first arrow printed here in this gray box. That's pre-market. We cannot buy a stock option in pre-market. And we got to wait for our first red arrow. So in a situation like this, we take a put trade here. Our stop out was a previous market structure. We never got a close above this level and ends up going on and hitting our 1-to-1 down there. So we are now 3-0 on the week. And we get a momentum shift to the upside. We don't get nothing. Momentum shift back to the downside. We don't get anything. Momentum shift back to the upside. So we are 3-0. We get calls right here. Stop outs right there. And we get another winner. So we're 4-0 right now. Then we get another momentum shift to the downside. Nothing happens. We get another momentum shift to the upside. We take calls right here. Here's our stop out. And there's our 1-to-1 hit. So we were 4-0. Now we are 5-0 in 2 trading days. And it's 12 o'clock. So then we fast forward to the next day. So we are 5-0. We have a momentum shift to the downside. We take our first red arrow. We enter this right there. Our stop out's right here. And our 1-to-1 just barely gets hit before bouncing. So we are 5-0. We're 6-0 now. Now we get a momentum shift to the upside. We take calls. There's our stop out. Gets hit. So we are 6-0. Now we're 7-0. We take our first red arrow in a downtrend. Right here, target gets hit. 7-0. Now we're 8-0. And let's see if we get another signal on this day. We get a signal right here. We took calls here. Stop outs there. We are 9-0 in 3 trading days. So let's fast forward to the next day. And like I tell people, we do lose. But right now, for the week, we're sitting in good profit. So we are 9-0. We're in an uptrend. We've taken our first blue arrow. And our stop outs right there. Did not hit our 1-to-1. Only hit our halfway point. So we're not 9-0 no more. We're 9-1, right? Then trend changes. We don't get anything. Trend goes back up. We take calls right here. We're 9-1. We put a stop right here. And this candle violated it. So we're going to count this as a loss because on the back test, it would be a loss, you know. So 9-2. There is some folks in the room that did hold this for a winner because our line was still blue. But just from a real simple approach, we're counting this as a loser. So we are 9-2 for the week. And see if we get another signal. We get a momentum shift to the downside. We take our puts right here and our stop outs right here. And our 1-to-1 gets hit over here. So we are 9-2. We are 10-2 right now. And let's fast forward to the next day because it's at 12 o'clock. So we are 10-2 for the week. Then we come into Friday. We're in an uptrend. We don't get nothing. We're in a downtrend. We take puts here. Stop outs right here. And look what happens. Falls down into our lap. So we were, what were we, 9-2? Now we're 10-2. And if we were 10-2, we're 11-2 right now. Then we wait for another signal. We take calls right here. And look what happens. Stop outs there. Hits our 1-to-1. So we are 11-2. It was either 12-2 or 11-2 for the week. We're just going to go with 11-2. or I'll just run it back real quick, real fast, just so we know. For the record, 1026. Yep, right here. So 1-0, 2-0. We don't get nothing else in this day, so we're 2-0. And then we go 3-0. Then we go 3-0, 4-0. And then we go 5-0. And then let's fast forward to the next day. We're 5-0. We are 6-0, 7-0, 8-0. 8-0. Get that blue arrow. 9-0. We go to the next day. 9-0, 9-0. 9-0. We lost this one. 9-1. We lost this one. 9-2. And then we won this one. 10-2. And then we go to the next day. We are 10-2. We go into Friday. 10-2. We got puts here. 10-2, 11-2. Then we get calls right there, 12-2. So we're 12-2 for the week, just trading this simple yet powerful system, and keeps you on the trend more times. Super basic, but we keep it simple and profitable. So if you like what you see, why don't you join the team and come collect some green bags with us. Oh, I'm also want to bring this to your attention too. Another tool that we have is our BeastMode magnets. We're going to go up here and put our drawing tool up real quick. We're not going to do a training on this, but I'm just going to show you something. This is pre-market. Before we even know what's going to happen on the day, we're going to put lines here on this chart, right? You got one here, one here, got one there, one there. We got one down here, and not to the perfect cent, but you'll see what I'm talking about here. So if we scroll out of here, we have another way that we like to trade as well, from zone to zone, and we can hold these trades much longer. So if we zoom out, look how well respected all these levels get hit, right? When we take these trades. So on Friday, we took this put trade right here, and look what happened. It hit this zone. We held that to this target. Once we saw it break below this, we knew it was going down here to this next zone. Then it closed below this zone, and look what happened. It came right down to this zone before bouncing. So you can play it either way. You can play the breakouts between each area, and it's a great asset to have to figure out where the market's potentially headed. But I just wanted to put it out there. I don't want to dive too much in. I don't want to take too much of your time. I appreciate you guys for all your support, your guys' love, and thank you for being part of the BeastMode family. So this is a training video / recap of the previous week. It is Halloween. Happy Halloween. Happy trick or treat. Check that candy. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or you want to join the team, reach out and we'll get you squared away. Hey, thank you for your time. BeastMode out.